Hello and welcome to the Composer of the Month series brought to you by the Composers Society of Singapore. I am P.p.P.P, the Publicity Exco member from CSS, and today we will be sharing about local composer DING Jian Han and his works in order to get to know him better.
Hello! I was mainly trained in Western classical music, starting with playing the violin. Funnily enough, I did not harbor much interest learning music when I was young and did not really take my violin studies very seriously. However, during a period of time in secondary 1, I had the opportunity to play in a symphony orchestra for the first time in my life. And at this moment, something really just clicked in me and my passion for music began to ignite. I started to become very fascinated with how composers created their music and did a lot of self-study in that, trying to figure out how they composed and also listen to a wide variety of different classical music. In my later teenage years, I also started to have an interest in songwriting, especially in Mandopop and musical theatre, and took lessons in those here and there. But despite all this, my passion for contemporary classical music still was the strongest, and I dedicated myself to getting a place in the composition program in the Yong-Siew Conservatory of Music. And over the years, as my compositional style, ability, and taste developed, I eventually made a decision to pursue further studies in composition in the Robert Schumann Hochschule in Düsseldorf, Germany, where my artistic horizons really broadened over there. Okay, so P.p.P.p for alto saxophone, viola, cello, and keyboard sampler really revolves around a singular source, which is the sound sample heard in the keyboard part. So this recording of the sample was actually taken during my travels to the Niagara Falls in Canada. I had the opportunity to walk really close to the waterfalls and I was blown away by the sheer force and intensity of the waterfalls. However, as I was walking through the gigantic tunnels of the Niagara Falls power station to reach the waterfalls, I actually realized that the sound from the waterfalls felt as though they were being fed through a gigantic filter. Okay, the tunnel actually acted as a filter for the sound. And this really blew my mind, right? It was really an eye-opening experience for me. And with this in mind, I actually started my compositional process by taking this recording of the filtered waterfall sound and manipulating its spectrum. So with this manipulated spectrum, I could actually re-synthesize a brand new sound based on it. Okay, and this is and the result is what you actually hear in the keyboard part. As for the composed part for the instruments being played, I actually observed the spectrum of the sound, the different patterns and the details in the spectrum, and actually created a sort of a reimagination of it based on the instrumental timbres, instrumental techniques, things so on and so forth. And I then developed this reimagination of the sound very organically in the score. As to how I structured this development, I actually use an increasing proportion of bars, okay, to actually frame this development. However, at certain points of the score, certain key points of the piece, I actually broke free from this system and just let the music be free, let the performers actually improvise and come out with a very raw and organic interpretation of what I've written down in the score. Oh, okay, so I was really fortunate to be commissioned this year by duo Tarana as part of their Composers Drawing Board series. And this commission is actually a piece for flute and string quartet. So I've since completed the piece and I'm very excited to be working together with the ensemble for their upcoming concert on the 24th of August, 7:30 at the Esplanade Recital Studio. So the tickets are now available on PTix, so do check it out. Okay, so some advice I would give would be always keep an open mind and be curious about new compositional ideas, styles, techniques, technology, etc. And also, even if you don't have time to compose every day, don't have time to write music physically, I would say always at least think about music every day. And when I say think about music, it can be, you know, just formulating ideas in your mind, sketching things in a notebook, or listening to some pieces which may help the piece, the project that you're working on. Also, just attend some new music concerts to get some inspiration and ideas. So even though I'm not actually writing notes that day, your compositional muscle, as I will call it, is constantly being stimulated, and it keeps you active, it keeps you fresh. And so when you actually have the time to sit down and write, you're not starting from zero, you're actually starting from the momentum of all these things that you've been doing every day. So yeah, this is what I would say is important to me.
Thank you for watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe to our social media pages for more content. See you soon for the next series of Composer of the Month in July. Bye!